Finally, it has been revealed that what it means Dangote's investment, meaning his refinery to Nigeria. And also another thing is that what does, what kind of impact this 2.5 billion of dollar new new loan from IMF, how it will impact Nigeria. Those are the two things that have been revealed. This is really important, and this is at Connect Africa all along what we have been saying regards such loans from IMF. Now, let us hear this video from, this channel. I mean, the credit goes to Maurice Nua Ezike Oba. Thank you very much for revealing. This guy seems to have really a very inside information, and let's listen to it. Let's watch it together.
Nigerian government will frustrate that project. Una know why?
No, sir.
If the Nigerian government will frustrate that project. Una know why?
No, sir.
If they allow Dangote Refinery function, it go open government nyash.
Yeah, to you all Nigerians that have been seeing things differently, that have been saying things differently, this video will make you understand what has been the problem of that country, what is still the problem of that country, and what will continue to be the problem of that great nation, Nigeria, if anything is not done about it. Just calm down, listen to this conversation in this video. You will understand exactly what I'm saying. I'll be right back.
I carry my salute to meet all of you here from Lagos. Lagos weather good. And I can't do meeting with Aliko Dangote for Lagos here. Yeah, he take me around the refinery. First of all, that refinery, if you put 5 African countries together, they no fit build that refinery. They no fit. That refinery, if that refinery operate for 6 months, that is the end of queue and scarcity of any petrol, diesel, and anything will be petroleum product. They they come out from crude oil. The equipment we see, be like all these NNPC, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, where then they take the government, they use and they thief money. This one, they say, almost all the machines are automated. Control room there, where somebody they control the machines. These machines no need turnaround maintenance until 5 years. When I know how many trailers this refinery fit load every day.
No, sir.
260 trucks. Yes. So imagine how many trucks they go fit load every month, every week, Seth. And then, we're waiting, then take us through. In fact, some of the equipment not the best in the world, not the best in the world. Even some of these European countries not get some of these equipment. Now, some of the pipes, this work where they want to, they go contract the biggest construction company for Nigeria, where we know where Nigerian government make us believe now, which company, no be Julius Berger.
Yes, sir.
They carry the contract, give Julius Berger. Julius Berger beg them, say, they turn beggars. They say they no fit do, because why? They no get the equipment. Dangote look for where to hire cranes, where they go take some of these heavy machines. See, he had to buy 3,000 cranes.
3,000.
As we talk now, any construction where Dangote want to do for Nigeria, you no need to buy equipment again. Una no say I don't like Dangote. Una no. But I know they do this one because I like Dangote. I did do on behalf of Nigerians, and Dangote and Nigerian EP. I must not like somebody before I will fight on behalf of that person. Ogaranya.
Yes, sir.
Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, which other country? I say 5 African countries put together in the next 50 years, they cannot build that refinery. Ogaranya,
Yes,
you
sir.
see this leather and plastic for water. We make water the cause. We make pure water the cause. As part of the products within they come out from that refinery, they got something propylene, something propylene. Where they take and do that thing. Ogaranya, if Dangote refinery begin function, that thing, the price go crash well because they no go they import them from abroad again. Other European and American countries, they fight Dangote refinery because if they start dollar where they determine the price of which thing will happen, no go they determine again because everything they locally. If NMPC agree give them crude oil, it go refine them for Nigeria, it go process them for Nigeria. Rather, now we go they earn big money because if they won't buy, they go buy in the currency we agree. I don't know whether you understand. Many things we discover, and thank God, after we work alone, later they can call other journalists, other heads of media, where we work, we will go see things for ourselves. Ogaranya.
Yes, sir.
Ogaranya.
Yes, sir.
Ogaranya.
Yes, sir.
The Nigerian government, they frustrate that project. Una know why?
No, sir.
If they allow Dangote refinery function, it go open government nyash. All this money where then they spend in the name of paying NMPC staff, where know they work, where they know they generate carbon, turnaround maintenance, refineries they die, they go. I will mention how much they collect if they come out in the name of turnaround maintenance in billions of dollars. In recent, just 3 years ago, una go here, yet no refinery is working. Many things. This man invested about $20 billion. Nigerian government does spend more than half of that amount. No refinery is functioning.
Yeah,
If they
I
allow
believe that from that
refinery
conversation in that
function,
video, you must have seen what has been the problem of the country, what is still the problem of the country, and what will continue to be the problem of that great nation, Nigeria, if nothing is done about it. You know, but before I get into details of what I want to say about that, first of all, let me show you a video where you have a breakdown of that Nigeria IMF loan of $2.5 billion, what it is going to become in the nearest future, in just a few years from now. Just take a look at this. I'll be right back.
Nigeria has taken another IMF loan, this time for $2.5 billion, bringing Nigeria's total debt obligations to over $110 billion. I don't like this deal at all for Nigeria, and I don't think it's an exaggeration to say this is more of an economic hitman type move, and I'm going to explain why. The terms of this IMF loan may seem fair at first glance. It's a $2.5 billion loan at 1% interest rate that will be paid off over 40 years, with no payment due for over 10 years. But here's the problem. The loan needs to be paid back in Western currencies, and the Naira is losing significant value every year, meaning this loan is going to end up costing tens of billions of dollars to Nigeria within a decade. From an economic sense, the effect
Okay, I have been muted, I think so. And that's exactly the problem of many African countries. Just because IMF or World Bank gives in a very reduced interest rate, then it doesn't mean that it will do good for us. In other words, for us, for the African countries to pay, they come and they tell you what kind of policy you have to follow, that you have to devaluate your currency and this and that. So there is a lot of things. I mean, there's nothing we should appreciate that's coming from IMF unless we know this is, that the country is resistant and the government is resistant enough to keep the interest of, or to serve the interest of the nation and that country. Now let us hear more what it means, this $2.5 billion for Nigeria. It's really interesting, and it gives you a view of, for all African countries, what's happening with IMF loan.
Effective interest rate would be 1% plus the depreciation of the Naira relative to the US dollar. In the past year, the Naira depreciated 50%, meaning the interest rate would be 51% if the Naira depreciation continues. This is an economy-destroying debt obligation, Of course, because payments don't start until 2034, when all the current politicians will be long gone when the loan starts to come due, I can understand why this was a tempting loan to take. But let's say the Naira depreciation is only 10% per year, which is very generous. Even in this best case scenario, that means by 2034, the principal in this loan will effectively grow from $2.5 billion to $7 billion. The payments will then be the equivalent of $1 billion a year and continue for 30 years. So for $2.5 billion today, Nigeria is agreeing to pay the Western banks $30 billion under a 10% inflation rate. But even the loan itself comes with other concessions that should worry Nigerians. Nigeria will have to keep a large portion of this money as foreign reserves, so they can't even spend much of it. They also need to end subsidies on oil, which will hurt their economy, and they will need to enact reforms which will make it easier for Western banks to compete with the domestic Nigerian banks. I understand that in many ways the current administration inherited these problems. However, the terms of this IMF loan will contribute to long-term insolvency. Nigeria has far too many assets, both in raw resources and a talented labor pool, to be in this debt spiral. And the longer they stay reliant on Western banks, the longer Nigeria will operate below their economic potential. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Nigeria should have taken this loan and agreed to the reforms that came along with it? Or should Nigeria have taken the more difficult path of breaking away from IMF loans? Let me know in the comments below.
Did you hear that? Did you get that information very clear? I just want to prove it to a lot of you that have been seeing things differently, that have been saying things differently, that there are 1,000,001 reasons to protest in Nigeria, that there are 1,000,001 reasons to draw the ears of this government, make we for understand where would they go. You understand me? For people saying, I be Igbo, I be Yoruba, I be Hausa, all these complications, nobody is an exception. You know, it is for everybody once you are a Nigerian. So it is better for people that can say anything to say anything so that things can be corrected on time before it is too late. I believe you got the breakdown of that loan clearly, of what it may become when it will be paid, that it may become, that $2.5 billion may end up becoming $30 billion. And do you know the major problem about this? Most of this money that is being borrowed is just for consumption. Nothing like investment for production. It is just for consumption. That is the problem. Because if it is for production, yes, we may see it that maybe before then it must have generated or it must have brought out some revenues that will be used to pay that debt. But most of this money that is being borrowed, especially by Nigerian government, is for consumption. That is the problem. It's just like somebody going to an association to get a loan to feed his family. You get the loan, instead of investing the loan, the money to eat from the proceeds of that investment, then you just get the loan from the association and go straight to the market and spend the money there. You know, when it will be paid, then you tell me how you will generate the money to pay it back. That is the problem with this kind of, all these loans that Nigeria is taking. We are not seeing anywhere that is being invested, you know. And concerning that voice, that conversation on that Dangote refinery issue, there is something the guy said there that I would disagree with. The place where he said that 5 African countries cannot build that Dangote refinery. I disagree with that. You know why? Because in that same video, he said that Dangote spent $20 billion on that project. And according to him, even though Nigerian refineries are not working, the Nigerian government has spent more than half of that money that Dangote spent on that project, on that same refineries that are not working. You know, you see, the only thing killing all those things is bad governance, bad management, as in wrong management. That is just the only thing killing it. Because if they can spend more than half of what Dangote used to establish that his own refinery, if they can spend it on refineries that are not working, I so much believe that if they want to put that type of Dangote refineries in Nigeria, they can put it in different places if they can be sincere with the Nigerian people. But the problem is greed. You understand me? Greed. That is just the problem. You know, a lot of people that can say something should start saying something now, because all this money that we are talking about that is being borrowed is for everybody. When it will start, everybody will hear the sound. Whether you be Igbo, you be Hausa, you be Yoruba, it is for everybody, so long as we are together as Nigeria, you know. So we are just bringing all these things to make you understand the reason why the people have to do something. If the people do not do anything, this type of governance will still continue. the government of borrowing to consume, the government of borrowing to lavish, borrowing to spend, not borrowing to invest. You know, I don't want to say much about this. I just came across these videos and decided to bring all of them to you, especially the people that are saying things differently, you know, so you can understand that most of the people talking about the masses coming out to say something to these leaders are not wrong. You know, I'm still your man, Morris Ngwes Maneda. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you so much for sharing our videos. Thank you so much for being with us. Do have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have heard it. This is exactly what the situation is with the Nigerian government and with regards to Aliko Dangote's refinery company and with the $2.5 billion that they took from IMF as a loan, which they will not start even to repay for the next 10 years. That means like 2035. So by the time, exactly as he said, Bola Tinubu and his team are going, so the rest will be for the next president or for the next leader to fight with the people of Nigeria. And this is exactly what we see also Ruto is facing. He is taking new loans, but also there are other loans that Uhuru Kenyatta took, so which he started to pay in his time. And this is the problem of not only Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, the Nigeria of Bola Tinubu, not only Kenya under William Ruto. This is the problem of many African countries. That's one with regards to IMF. The other thing is with Aliko Dangote. The man has been abused from left and right, you know, not getting the necessary cooperation from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. So he is forced even to invest crude oil from the US as far as Brazil. And now next he's going to try to source out from the African countries now. But all this, he could have bought it from his own country, which is the richest in crude oil, not only in Africa, but also in the world. So that's probably the plight of African countries. Yeah, let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Hello, Osie. I really would like to hear what you have to say about this, Jenny. Who else? I saw Patricia, you were the first. Hi, Patricia Cox, and yeah, all of you who have been here, thank you very much. But I can't wait to hear your comment, to read your comment, and particularly I have so many Nigerian audience here, so let me know in the comment section, what do you think of this? I know there are people who do not like the way Aliko Dangote is trying to set up his investments with regards to land, this and that, but you know, the problem we are facing is as a nation. So it doesn't say this, you are from south, north, this tribe, that tribe. So it's better to work for the better interest of Nigeria as a whole, and also the same with all other African countries. Hello, Glenn Nelson as well. Thank you again. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this, and give it a like if you like what we bring you here. Share the video, most importantly, and please you can support us in our to our PayPal account, which you can find in the description section. That was it for me for now. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.